Hello everyone and welcome to a new hiking video from the Müllerthal. Today's route was 25 kilometers, starting in Biggelbach, passing through Beaufort and the Hallerbach Valley, then on to Berdorf and back via Beaufort to Biggelbach. In total, the hike had over 1,000 meters of elevation gain and was expected to take around 5 hours. I had just finished 5 night shifts and headed out right after the last one. Unfortunately, that didn't really work out as planned. The beginning was rolling, with a few smaller climbs, but at the first real challenge I could already feel how tired my body was. My heart rate was unusually high and stayed elevated throughout the entire hike. Once I reached the top, I took a moment to think. Despite being highly motivated, I decided to scale back today's hike. So I skipped the loop up to Berdorf. That didn't mean it would get easy though. There were still a few steep sections ahead. In the end, I cut the route by about 10 kilometers and 500 meters of elevation gain. Not an easy decision, but the right one. Because on every steep section, I could feel my heart pounding so hard that I was completely drained by the time I reached the top. And on this trail, the stairs just seemed endless. The relatively flat section across the fields of Beaufort and the descent down to the Hallerbach felt really good, but my heart rate on the Apple Watch was telling a different story. So I took my first break after just over 8 kilometers, down in the Hallerbach Valley. A peaceful spot, perfect for letting my Mini 5 Pro drone take off. After a banana and an energy bar, I continued toward Vogelsmühl. This section is part of the Müllerthal Trail, so being a Saturday, it was fairly busy along the way. And so for the next 2 kilometers, I found myself moving in a line behind other hikers, as this part of the trail is too narrow to pass. But to be honest, that slower pace actually did me some good, because I still had 2 steep climbs ahead if I wanted to make it back home. The first one, with around a 32% gradient, was really tough, and I'm pretty sure the young cows were quite surprised watching me push past them like a steam locomotive. Once I reached the top, it was already heading back down toward Dillingen, where the final climb of the day was waiting for me, and probably the toughest one. It felt like a wall right in front of me. The first steps actually felt surprisingly manageable, but what came next on the menu completely broke me. Those damn steps. I had to dig deep and use my last bit of energy. Even my drone struggled with that steep climb. Once I reached the top, the view made up for it. But honestly, I just wanted one thing: to get back home as quickly as possible. Luckily, that was the last real climb of the day. From here on, it was mostly rolling terrain all the way back. And so I made it back home completely exhausted after just over 19 kilometers and around 500 meters of elevation gain. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.